Hi friends, today we're going to talk about the nature of karma and how spirituality is really a science. It's the nature of consciousness, it's the study of belief in action. Karma is belief in action. What's consciousness? Is just beliefs playing themselves out in the universal mind. God is infinite intelligence, is the field in which everything is created. If the word God triggers something in you and makes you feel this is too religious, this is too spiritual, know that God is just a concept in your consciousness. Religion has twisted concepts of God and Jesus and the Christ, etc., into things that are human-made from Persian consciousness. But the true nature of Christ consciousness, of God consciousness, is just divine love. And what is the universe is just an expression of divinity, an expression of that love. From any aspect, there's no separation. There's no difference in between a monk in the Himalayas or a stripper. There's no difference in between a woman that chooses to be a lady of the night or a woman that chooses to be a spiritual teacher. Those are just concepts. The only thing that creates separation is judgments. When we judge an aspect of ourselves, we are judging an aspect of creation. When we judge an aspect of our unconscious, when we haven't forgiven ourselves, and that's the importance of forgiveness and the Christ consciousness. When we forgive ourselves for any action done or any action that was being flowed through us in this life or a past lifetime, we free ourselves from unconscious guilt and from judgments. The only reason we're judging another version of us, is because we're judging ourselves or we haven't forgiven ourselves. The only way to get in peace with that unconscious guilt is to truly forgive from the level of the heart. And that's the vision of Christ consciousness, not the distorted religion, but what Christ was trying to get across is forgive yourself, forgive others, because they're just an extension of you. And the ego needs to find some benefit from it, because if I tell you forgive, you'll be like, why would I forgive? They did this to me, they did that to me, blah, blah, blah. Nobody did anything to you. But if you forgive an aspect of yourself, if you forgive yourself, because you played out that scene, you play out the abuse, if it was a sexual abuse, if it was emotional abuse, if it was anything, somebody stole money from you, you had a terrible childhood, etc. You place that there to wake yourself up, because you had an unconscious belief from a previous lifetime that was, I haven't forgiven myself. I need to put this person here as my mom or my dad or the person that physically abused me or emotionally abused me, because I need to love that aspect of me. And if I can forgive that person, that means that I can forgive myself. What happens when that unconscious guilt gets out of your consciousness? You create new realities, because when you are not carrying that guilt, that judgment, that self-pity, poor me, what this happened to me, blah, 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 you're responsible. We're all responsible for the circumstances of our upbringing, for the circumstances of our life, and for whatever reality we're playing in and are creating in. So when we acknowledge that and we know that we place that circumstance there to forgive ourselves, and that if we forgive ourselves, we're going to get integrated that unconscious guilt, because it's the unconscious guilt of all humankind, then you're not going to carry and play out scenarios and scenes and situations that are going to project back to you your unworthiness or your punishment. Heaven and hell are here. Heaven is a state of consciousness. When you believe that you are worthy, that you're abundant, that you deserve love, joy, peace, bliss, happiness, that's your natural state. That's what you are all the time. Then you're always going to be there, and you're going to manifest and create realities. Manifestation is just the projection of your state of being and your beliefs in the physical world. You're going to create realities that are heaven. Heaven are realities right here. It's not that you're going to die and then you're going to go to heaven or hell. No, to free yourself and live a life of abundance, of joy, of peace, of love, of fun, of excitement, then one must forgive. And I'm telling you those things because that's a motivation for the ego. Oh, I'm going to get what I desire. I'm going to get ego desires the money, the girl, the house, the business success, etc. Things that the ego thinks is going to fulfill. But that's a rat race, because nothing will fulfill you until you free yourselves from the unconscious beliefs that make you feel that you need to get the girl, the money, the car, the blah, whatever, to make you feel that. Or the trip, the travel. That was a huge one for me. When I travel the whole world, I'm going to be fulfilled. Bullshit. So nothing in your external reality will give you the bliss and peace of your natural state. The bliss and peace of your natural state is when those beliefs of unworthiness, of judgment, of judging an aspect of creation, if it's someone that parties or it's into polyamory, or I'm saying things that are taboos, or words. I used to have a lot of resistance saying words like fuck or shit or, cursing. And that's why I'm like, why? Like, words are just concepts. Why am I associating a meaning or a belief in a word or in a person or in a profession or in a career? We're all energy. That person is not a spiritual teacher. I'm not a spiritual teacher. I'm just an energy. Whatever energy wants to flow through me in that moment, that's what I am in that moment. And then I can change into whatever the energy wants to take form and excites me the most in the moment. So the word fuck doesn't mean having sex. It's just an energy. Or it doesn't mean cursing. The word shit doesn't mean going to the bathroom or like cursing. It's just a word. What if I associate love, bliss, and joy to every word in my vocabulary, to every expression of creation, to somebody that chooses to be vegan, or somebody that wants to eat meat, somebody that wants to live a life of doing nothing and watching TV? That person can be more awake and enlightened than a person that says it's spiritual and it's still judging people that are not spiritual. That's a separation game. So consciousness is science, and that's why I love David R. Hawkins so much, because people can find resistance when they hear the words God and Christ. But when you hear the nature of consciousness, after you research consciousness is God. It's just infinite intelligence flowing through us. And the only thing that stops that infinite intelligence to flow is our own beliefs of unworthiness, of control, of power, of desire. And wherever we desire pleasure, the mind is always going to be restless. Because when we don't have the pleasure, then we're going to be in a rat race to acquire the pleasure. Or we're going to be in pain because we fear that we're not going to get the pleasure. So it's just pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain. What if there's no need to acquire anything and no need to run away from something, and we can be at peace with what is, an acceptance of what is in every moment? Then the natural state can come in, the state of love, of joy, of bliss. And then we follow our highest excitements into whatever that highest excitement of the heart, not the ego. That's a sweet spot, because the ego highest excitement can be to do something that's of an unconscious belief, written in guilt or judgment, and then that wouldn't be. But from the heart, what is my heart's, that is the alignment and the channel and the portal of God consciousness, excited about? And then flow through that. And the moment you flow through life, which is just universal mind, everybody in your reality, it's a projection of you. It's you in another body. And whenever that happens, you project someone in your reality, and then something comes up in your body consciousness. You're not your body, but a contraction. It's just a belief, and the person is offering you an opportunity to heal and to transmute that belief. And sometimes it can be hard, because I've been there, body just burning like crazy, heart rate going like crazy. But the more I understand that it's part of the process, the more smooth I can navigate through it. So it's just beautiful. It's just a natural state that we all are. There's no difference. That's God. Christ consciousness is just seeing everybody with the eyes of forgiveness and unity, non-judgment, and knowing that they are also an aspect of creation. They are an aspect of infinite intelligence. That's it. That's the main teaching of Christ. Just forgive. Don't do unto others what you don't like to be done unto you, because that other person is you.